Hello, and welcome to the Teal. Hello, and welcome to Dad and Sons. Because I was not going to say anything else on another podcast.
This is definitely not the second.
This is totally
take.
the first attempt. Yeah, we got it right the first time. Here at the what podcast was it?
The Dad and Sons. We have
Correct,
George Weedman, right? The Weedster, and Liam. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Oh, good. I like how he gets the Weedster, and you're just like, and Liam.
Well, yeah, that's the joke. It's always just Liam.
It's just me.
It's just Liam.
Who's the Weedster? You decide, I guess.
Yeah, I remember when we were at Momocon, and the guy was like, "What's your name?"
Go straight into it, are we?
No.
Just straight into it.
No, we're not going straight into it. The guy was like, "What's your name?" And you're like, "Oh, George Weedman," and you're like, he's like, he spelled it out for him, WEID, and he still said, "Oh, Weedman." Okay, I was like, I busted out laughing. Oh,
How many times in your life, George, have you offered up your surname and people have just returned with, "Are you fucking with me, boy? Are you fucking with me?"
4.
Like how you remember
4?
the specific number.
I have kept count. Yeah, like, I mean the I don't want to say the majority of people. You know, I'm sure the majority of people are nice people. I'm sure the majority of people out there in the world are people who know some basic manners and some basic politeness. But about half people will just be like, "Weed man," and 4 people are like, just straight up think I'm lying.
So, how was your week, Liam?
Oh yeah, Shall I just like leave you two to like make out about the fact that you were at Momocon and I wasn't, and you guys were all having
I
fun
bet you
and
did lots
shit?
of fun
Don't
stuff.
tempt me.
Over in
No.
I mean, to be
I don't even know why I turned up. I don't even know why I turned up for this episode. I don't even know why I fucking bothered. I could be playing like Megaman.
Mighty Number 9, the remake.
really, yeah. Why
Wow.
not just play that?
Yeah.
I mean, is it on Switch? I don't think it's on Switch. I don't think they even have the funds anymore to make a Switch version of that game. Considering was it the Wii U one got cancelled? Anyway, besides the point. Fine, we'll get me out of the way. I played Mega Man. I bought the Mega Man collection for the Switch. It came out last week because I fancied some good old Mega Man fun, and it was a pretty decent price actually, which surprised me. I think
What's
it was
all
like
in there?
$15 or something like that. It's like there's 2 collections. So the first collection I think goes up to Mega Man 6 or 5, and then the second one is like from whatever onwards after that to 10.
So it's just the NES games?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wait.
it was the NES ones. Yeah, so it was the NES games, and I've been playing through Mega Man 2 just because obviously that's the best one, and it's really cool because I am a old man. I am a quote unquote pussy, and I don't really have the time or patience anymore to deal with frustrating ass old NES games breaking my balls. I just want to enjoy.
So why did you buy a pack of Mega Men?
Shooting shit? But no, it's more about just the feeling of playing a Mega Man game. It's not really about
what could be different this time about this Mega Man that might make it.
Let me explain.
Yes.
So obviously,
the people need to know.
Obviously, we've had like the virtual console for a while. I don't want to talk about Mega Man for too long because I've been playing Bloodstained, The Curse of the Moon as well, and that's amazing. So, but we'll get to that.
But why would you play Mega Man?
Because Mega Man came out and I was before it, and I wanted someone to play on the Switch for a while. It tied me over. Anyway, I just, like, save states have been like a really...
Whoa!
Cool. How dare you?
How high tech.
Oh my god. So not only are you going to break my balls on this, you're also going to rub Momocon in my face. Why did I turn up today? Why?
Whoa, are you talking about emulation right now?
No,
Save
no, no,
states?
$20 pack of NES games with save states capable. Oh, is that? But surely they added something in addition to just the save states.
Okay. So, to continue, Virtual Console and the Wii U had the ability to save a state of any Virtual Console game you're playing, and the Mega Man collection has the same, so you can save it at any time and then reload it, which is great. But then, I found out, after reading some articles, that if you press the L button, you can rewind
Whoa!
the game! Like Prince of Persia style! You could
Wow.
basically just hold the L button and rewind all the way through the game.
I mean, what's the
It's
point
really
of
cool.
playing the game though? After that, like, what's the point?
Because, man, I don't care. I just don't
I mean,
care.
what's the point? I mean, that's not what it
I'm
was.
like,
If you
Was it
can't get
intended
it
to be played that
perfect
way?
on your first try,
I'm
I mean,
like-
yeah, why
exactly.
even?
I'm like the best Mega Man player of all time. I can manipulate time and become the greatest robot ever.
Oh my
And,
god.
I'm just like breezing through the game, enjoying the music, enjoying shooting some robots and shit. And then when I die and he goes boop boop boop, I just press the L button and I rewind it, and then I dodge that incoming
All
bullet. and
your
I can shoot.
mistakes will just
Yeah.
be lost to time,
My
and
mistakes-
edited out of real time, if
There was
you will.
never any mistakes anyway because you can't prove it.
Man,
So yeah, I've been playing
that's
through Mega Man, and that rewind feature is really cool.
that is a good.
You're one of those dudes that use trainers, right? In every game that you play, just use trainers.
no,
Did
just-
they do that in the
Infinity money?
collection?
Yes, I don't have to work anymore.
No.
It's
No,
like,
it's more
oh.
like this was more like I want to play through all the Mega Mans.
You don't have
Like,
to
I
hide
wanna-
it, Liam. You don't.
I
Have
want to
to
go
hide
through all the NES Mega Mans again, right? And that would take a while based on my one skill, two time. So the ability to just like give yourself the challenge you want to have. You can just go with the save states and ignore the rewind. You can ignore both, or you can use them to your advantage, right? So you can just like go through them playing cool platforming and trying your best, and then if you fail, it's just like, instead of going all the way back to the start of the level, I'll just like rewind it a little and just continue onwards and have a good time, and it's all great. And then, I won't spend 20 years playing through the first 5 Mega Mans again. I'll spend, maybe 15 hours instead and have a right old good time.
And I really don't know why more re-releases don't do that. The first time I saw that was the Xbox 360 version of Duke Nukem 3D, and it was fantastic because that game was a little cumbersome with the controller to begin with, but it was also like a very the old level design was really big on like hammering a room full of enemies that would get spammed out all of a sudden. On PC, you would have been save scumming anyway. On console, they kind of like take one button out and give you a rewind button to cover that base.
Because like playing this, you realize half of your deaths are due to the fact that Mega Man 2's physics is shit. And Mega Man slides around all over the place, worse than like Mario did back in the day. He slides all over the place, and you miss jumps because he just slides right off the edge sometime, and you don't press A in time to jump. So, being able to rewind when the physics is a little shitty, or, you misjudge it because it doesn't seem as responsive as, games of this era. It's nice just to rewind. It's like it doesn't get in the way of anyone else who wants to play the game without that kind of stuff, and you just want to use passwords and go through stage select and all that kind of thing. It's for me.
So,
I just
with
want to bust through.
With the combination of save states and rewinding, about how long does Mega Man 2 last? Because, like Contra is a hard game, right? But when you play it on an emulator with save states, you can knock it out in half an hour, 45.
I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I'd finished like 5 of the bosses, and I would say it was maybe about an hour and a half to 2 hours of play in total.
That's pretty quick.
So I imagine all the bosses plus going through Dr. Wily's castle and all that, like max 3 to 4 hours. Like if you're super going through it, I mean not like speedrunner fast, but if you're going through it at a pretty good pace, considering you're able to just rewind every mistake you make. You'll still die and die and die, or rewind and rewind and rewind, and you'll get stuck because the rewind doesn't help you get past things. It just makes you try them again immediately. It's kind of like the Super Meat Boy thing where you're hitting your head against a brick wall continually because you can just press R to restart all the time. It doesn't help you get past. It doesn't give you any invincibility or anything. It just allows you to try again immediately without having to go all the way from the start or from a checkpoint to that point that you're stuck on. So you still have to be good enough to get past that point, if you understand what I mean.
Right.
It doesn't help you in any way get better at Mega Man. It just gives you the easy option of not dying and going all the way back to then face something you're having trouble with, 10 minutes down the line because you have to go through the whole level to get to it again. You still have to get past those difficult parts, just you can do it a lot faster.
I have another very important question.
Yes.
When you beat up the Mega Man Legacy Collection and you're scrolling through your selection of Blue Bomber hit titles from the menu, do they use the Western versions of the box arts with
so this is really
infamously doopy faces?
They do use the Japanese box arts for all of them, but with the Mega Man thing. But what's really cool is you can choose to play which version. You can choose to play Mega Man, the Western release, or you can choose to play the Rockman alternative. So you can play either the Western or the Japanese version of that game.
Oh, that's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it has like a music player and stuff in there.
Switch it over and learn.
Package.
Wow.
Yeah,
but the box art is going to be like okay.
Well, because all the box art
we're not going to have like weird, confused white men in blue jumpsuits.
You don't have the Street Fighter Cross Tekken DLC fat blue bomber who is mostly yellow in that box art
floating above a grid.
Yeah, you don't have that shit. But moving on swiftly, because you guys are obviously dying to talk about your great weekend. Oh, fantastic. I played Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, and I finished it without save states. It was like an old 8-bit NES game that was kind of tough, but also surprisingly easier than old NES games. And I finished it. It's pretty short, but it's very, very sweet.
Short?
Yeah, like maybe 5-6 hours.
Short and sweet?
Short and sweet. Like, it's a short experience. Like, it only has 5 chapters, and the last chapter is kind of split into 3 smaller chapters. But it's really sweet. It's really good. It's actually surprisingly good. Also,
this is the one with the slow 3D animations. I didn't...
Wait, no. You're thinking of the actual Bloodstained game. This is like an 8-bit spin-off.
Oh.
That's kind of like promotional material.
Get hype.
Yeah, I remember now. Okay,
yeah,
you talked about this last time. Okay.
Yeah, this is like...
thing you clarified that.
Yeah, this was like a Kickstarter reward. Like, one of the reward tiers was that they would make an 8-bit spin-off game of the main game that hasn't even been released yet or shown very much of. But it's made by Inti Creates, and those guys made like Gunvolt and some other sweet side-scrolling Mega Man style type games. And this is really good. Like, it's really good. Like, it's only $10 or something on the Switch, and it's totally worth picking up if you, one, miss Castlevania, because this is like a really almost like direct spiritual successor to Castlevania 3, I would say. It's good shit.
And with all due respect, I am a little envious of this weekend you had, because it was basically all spent doing like the cream of the crop of 8-bit side scrollers.
That's true.
You had Mega Man 2 and Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, like both made by real ass actual top of the line Japanese game developers.
Even more envious, to add more, just because I need to combat the fact that you guys had a great weekend as well, I'm assuming. I did it in a beach house. We can only assume
at this point in the podcast.
I did it in a beach house by the sea in Japan, on a beach house that I was staying in the weekend, and I ate chicken by the beach, and I played Bloodstained. So it was pretty good.
The beach.
Yeah.
I want to see a Japanese beach. That's interesting.
They're as man-made and manufactured as you can imagine.
Oh, no.
It was pretty nice, though. It was like a surprisingly nice area that is not too far away from me, but I'd never really pictured there's that types of areas around here. It really felt like I was on holiday and not very Japanese. So I was staying in a beach house very close to the seafront, and there's this really sweet burger place and cafe that I was just chilling in with some friends, and I played Bloodstained in there for a bit. It was awesome. It was good. I guess my weekend was not so bad. And yeah, I finished Bloodstained. If you like Castlevania, or you like, side-scrolling 8-bit harkbacks, we have hundreds of them, but this is made, in tandem with, Igarashi-san, who did Symphony of the Night and is doing the Bloodstained game. It's good. For $10, it's totally worth picking up. It has 4 different characters you can play as. You start out with the main character, who's this guy called Zangetsu. He's kind of like a weird samurai, not samurai, demon hunter. The story is as inane bullshit. It's one Star Wars title crawl at the beginning, and that's it.
Oh my god.
Till the end of the game, when you get another scroll of text. And then for the first the first 3 bosses, you defeat them, and then you unlock the preceding other 3 characters, and all of them play really different. One is Miriam. She's the main character from the Bloodstained game, the one that's going to come out. She has this whip, and she's very much like Simon Belmont, and she's got a big jump and stuff. The other guy is this old guy called Alfred. He's like an alchemist who's fucking useless, apart from one of his secondary power-ups, which can deflect most enemies. And then the final character is this guy called Jebel. He's like a vampire who can turn into a bat and fly to unreachable areas by the other characters. And slowly as the game goes on, the more you realize you have to, because the game allows you to quick switch between each character. All you have to do is cycle through the L and R buttons to quickly change to the other character, which is awesome. You don't have to wait. It literally just, every object on the screen stops and it switches to the next character. You can just carry on immediately. So you can keep experimenting different areas with different characters, and each one definitely has its advantages and disadvantages over the other. There's no 2 of them play the same. There really is distinctive differences. And as the game goes on, you get bosses and enemies that after fighting them a few times and dying to them, you really figure out which character is best. And it is quite neatly thought out like that. And it definitely is a little more thought-provoking than some other sort of side-scrolling action games. I do recommend it. I know a lot of people have been playing it because a lot of people are surprised that it just got announced and stuff. But yeah, you should check it out. Now, I'm going to go to bed.
Want to someday.
You guys can talk about Momocon.
Oh.
Hey, hopefully the main game is as good as that bit.
Do you know what? I was thinking about this, and I was thinking,
because it doesn't look so good to me.
I went back and I watched some videos. A lot of people have told me it's actually pretty good, but I think that was maybe because when they played the demo, there wasn't really much else to compare it to. We've had quite a few good side-scrolling games, Brave Earth Prologue, which is that game made by Kyan, the guy who did I Want to Be the Guy. He's making a Castlevania type side-scroller, and that played pretty well. Definitely, Curse of the Moon is surprisingly good. So I actually would not be surprised if it was better, and I wish there was more of this game than the actual Kickstarted game, but we'll find out.
I
I just don't understand, like, why would they make the same mistake when it comes down to like the Mighty Number 9 3D? Like it feeling just not powerful, like you're like slow, and it's like the same
like,
thing that's
always
wrong
like
with
you're moving
3D
through, like,
anime. Like some 3D anime, like some 3D anime is fine, but this is the bad type of 3D anime where it's just slow and sluggish, and there's no animation tricks to make it feel like you're punching something. You know, that kind of gut, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like that
I know what you mean.
image.
It's kind of like it's moving through like molasses constantly.
Yeah.
Like it's slowly trudging through.
And
it doesn't.
yeah.
I know they're going for the Castlevania feel because obviously in Castlevania they moved quite slowly. But it doesn't work in 3D because the 3D animated objects look really stupid when they move slowly.
No screen shake, no like effects when you're hitting something that kind of sells the effect. None of that. Yeah.
It always looks like they're kind of running on the spot while the world moves a little bit around them. Like their walk speed always looks faster than the actual pace that they're going at, and it's always a little off-putting.
I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt. I actually had a conversation with someone on the way out of Momocon about this very thing because they've been very transparent about the development process behind Bloodstained, more so even than the team behind Mighty Number 9 ever was. But
I will say, like, easily, like, Bloodstained, so far, they've done everything right. Like,
I don't think it's going to be a Mighty Number 9.
Videos that come out, because I remember seeing some very early prototype footage that left me a little unimpressed, and at that point I wanted to start blocking it out, but now I'm here YouTubing more videos from 2018 that are years ahead of what I previously saw, and it still looks
it's the
kinda...
same thing, yeah. That kind of scared me because I thought they would kind of fasten it up a little bit.
It just seems like the lighting and character design clash with characters against the backdrop. They don't really seem to blend in elegantly.
Like cute anime girl and weird 3D effects for the dogs.
I wanna
dull background with
after playing Curse of the Moon, I want to have faith. Like the
Curse
fact
of the
that
Moon almost looks easier on the eyes than this.
Oh my god, Curse of the Moon is gorgeous. Like that is like 32 pixel wide crap ass limitation graphics, but they did so good, and some of the bosses look amazing.
It looks better than Megaman 10.
The second boss is like this armored tank looking turtle dude. And he looks great. It's really cool. I have some faith. In terms of how the game might feel. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the 3D art so far. Like the Castlevania style just doesn't seem like you can just suspend your sense of disbelief when you play 2D games. Whereas when something's portrayed in 3D and it doesn't seem right, like a castle made of hundreds of layers of floating platforms and stairs that you jump consistently up, doesn't really look right in 3D. So,
and the font is
it can
Arial.
be done. It's not that it's 3D. It has more of the animations, and I think it's too far along if the gameplay is already set on how slow the character is and how the weapons work. Then this might be the way the game is going to be, and if it is, it's probably not going to be my cup of tea.
If everyone still decides to ignore Assault and Sanctuary, if Bloodstained doesn't knock everyone's pants off, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, Assault and Sanctuary was a good one. My God, it was a good one.
Sometimes, I've been able to get over the art of games I didn't like to enjoy it. But, Curse of the Moon is out on Switch. It's out on Steam as well. You should totally play it. It's really good shit.
You know what's also out? Sonic 06. You should go play it.
Let the Momo talk conversations begin. I'm gonna go back.
What
to
do you
playing
mean? What do you
Curse
mean?
of the Moon.
What do you mean? You're involved in this. You're involved in Sonic 06.
Don't even try.
Meme
Don't even try, man.
karaoke.
I mean, do you want to hear about the Capcom concert?
It was awesome.
It was totes adorbs. In fact, Liam, I actually want to thank the band for playing us in during this intro of the Dad and Sons podcast. We had the actual Capcom Live official Capcom band.
Yes.
Which is being headlined by there was like a James Hetfield looking guy, and then someone who kind of looked like Kyle Javelli on violin. And then we had like Japanese punk rock stars kind of taking over all the other instruments, which included a cello.
Nate Sabato looked like he was on the keyboard as well.
And everyone was just having the time of their lives when they played the Dad and Sons theme live on stage for the audience before we began our chat here.
Oh God, yeah. But yeah, I would say I enjoyed the beginning of the concert more than the middle to the end, because I'm just not into hard metal.
Really? You didn't like the hard metal? Wait, no. I was about to say the hard metal rendition of the RE7 theme, but they did the RE7 theme fairly straight.
Yeah, they did that fairly straight. The other ones were like you could barely. The guy is talented, but I'm just not into metal stuff. I think the RE one was probably the best, I would say, out of the metal covers that the guy did. I don't know what the guy's name. Do you remember what the guy's name was?
Unfortunately, I do not, but I still loved him.
Yeah. He was really good. He sounded like a little girl. If you guys remember, I don't know what the song is called, but when the little girl is singing in RE7, he did that voice and did it very well in a metal cover, and it kind of scared me a little bit how good it was. I thought it was the speakers doing that, like a pre-recorded thing, but no, that was his voice.
Truly a vocalist, but yeah, he started off with some like really high energy, high positivity, like Megaman metal remixes, which were always fun. There was some Ace Attorney in there. Guile's theme. Yep, Guile's theme. It went with anything. And I think my favorite though was the DMC4 tracks. It was a little surreal because it's been so long. It's been so incredibly long since DMC4 that hearing that kind of creep in was a real treat, especially since we all kind of sort of thought the series might be taken over by the new the style of Dante that the kids want these days, the more mature worldly version of Dante that Ninja Theory had attempted to bring out and take the series in that direction, but instead they went straight to the like throaty death metal roots of the original games, but with like no profanity and like not enough of the vocals going like too hard. And that was what was so adorable about the whole concert, was that it was just like seeing before our very eyes like how it kind of reminded me of Agretzko, how like even metal when filtered through a Japanese lens is somehow kind of adorable and not, I don't want to say mistranslated, but definitely seen with the filter of transculturalism. Yeah.
I tell you, like, you guys experienced the concert. I don't even know how to add to this conversation.
It was great. It was good.
It was good fun. It was good fun. The crowd had a blast. And my God, those performers looked like they were having a blast.
Yes, it was good. Meme karaoke was also a good time for about 10 minutes. I think we lasted, I think was good.
That's a very generous estimate. Yeah, but to say it was a good time for that
karaoke?
time. So, whoa, that's how everyone at Momocon says it. There's apparently this collective of individuals called the Meme Guys, who this year at Momocon arranged a series of panels, starting with meme karaoke, moving on to meme Jeopardy rounds 1 and 2. And we stood in for 10 minutes of meme karaoke and realized that we might be too old for this shit.
Yeah. You laugh, man.
Who wants to be called the Meme Guys? Who?
Yeah.
Who wants to be bestowed with such an honorary title? The Meme Guys.
They brought it upon themselves. The crew who were putting it on were I think they were
Kids?
I don't remember.
They were babies. They were still in the crib. I think they had a pacifier in their mouth.
There was a Filthy Frank cosplayer who did not have a pacifier. I don't remember about the others, though. I just remember the Filthy Frank guy who would set up the stage and then basically let it open for people to try and recreate their favorite, like, novelty internet humor songs. What happened instead, though, was some, like, My Little Pony stuff was happening.
Amazing.
And that kind of started things off with a little bit of a flavor that I didn't know if I wanted to follow up on. I was deciding whether or not I wanted to go up there, put myself on the list as like someone to sing Neil Ciceriga's Bustin' or Time.
Yeah.
What ended up happening was that the kids instead wanted to all hum the Halo theme song together and do the T-pose.
So what is the T-pose? Explain to me the T-pose.
The T-pose, if you're a character artist in video games, you probably work on your characters and preview them and begin your animations and design their costumes with the character striking a T-pose. That's like...
T-pose is like the default animation.
Yeah, I know that, but why was it a meme? Why is it a thing?
The kids are forcing a new meme at cons these days. I don't know if you've seen it, Liam, but Matt and I saw it. The kids want everyone to like strike a T-pose to share their sick internet humor inside jokes with one another.
I'm confused. I'm also kind of glad now I missed Momocon. Like,
I've never felt so old.
You've talked about Metal, Sonic 06, and Meme Karaoke so far. I mean...
Yeah, it's not going so well, right? Because it was for the kids, I think. And the Halo thing, he started playing it, and we had to hum with the... everyone. And then the guys started doing a T-pose. And everyone started getting up doing the T-pose.
How does he get the microphone near his mouth to do the if he's T-posing?
It lasted too long. So imagine how uncomfortable just like me, George, Lady Friend, Richard, and Rachel was just sitting there.
Yeah, we didn't know if we should T-pose or not. And later on I got
on
my...
T-pose?
I thought about it.
Is there photo evidence of George T-posing? Because this
not yet.
Juicy.
I might adopt because later on that day I got on my Bunny Hop Discord, and I talked about the meme karaoke and the T-posing, and everyone proceeded to trash me and say that I was too old and that I should just let the kids have their fun and let them develop
I agree partially with that. Like, if most of the audience of the Meme Guys collective was like mostly made up of 14 and 50-year-olds,
there were babies, Liam.
Let those guys have their dumb fun, because the fact is they'll look back and more than likely wish they were dead. So, let them have their fun. We can be old.
When I briefly complained about it, I was hit with photoshops of my face on top of like Principal Skinner, saying it's the children who are wrong. Then someone posted a T-posing Principal Skinner.
Oh my God.
The T-pose is wholesome. Let them have their fun, old man. It's just the new meme.
I'm gonna have to find this.
I can't believe I didn't do Snake Eater though. I kind of wish I had put Snake Eater on the meme karaoke list.
You have to wait in line.
Why don't you guys just do karaoke in your hotel room again?
Because what we did in our hotel room instead, and by hotel room I mean my actual apartment. This is apparently what counts as a Momocon room party, as everyone goes to George's bachelor pad and plays Sonic 06.
It was a mistake. We're like, we're with a couple friends, and we're like, you know what? Let's go back, drink, and play Detroit. and we were trying to, and we
This
noticed,
weekend
George, while
sounds
you were
awful.
like away doing house stuff, that you had Sonic 06 in your stack. Like, you have like a back stack, right? The stack that you don't use much. But in your front stack near the TV, you have Sonic 06. Granted, it's at the bottom, but it's still there. So one of your, like, right next to the Snake Eater, you know, like it's no.
Just in case I want to take a hit.
It's you open it up and some weed falls out.
And you're just like,
In
no,
the place
this
no
is what
one
I
would
replaced
suspect.
Sonic 06 with. Yeah, the cops will never find it in my Sonic 06 DVD case.
Ain't
They're
no
like,
one
oh, I'm not
touching
touching
My God, this is illegal in 15 states. So,
We're pretty sure he has weed in there, but none of us will check.
Oh my God! The Sonic 06 case is going to be like the Bible eventually. You know, like you're just like, oh no, it's just the Bible. You know, it's whatever. Puts it off to the side.
We had the illustrious YouTube, speaking of metal covers, duo Rashad Eby and his girlfriend Rachel with us. And apparently Rachel knows Sonic 06.
Yeah.
Apparently Rachel actually played through and beat Sonic 06. So she had to give everyone help as we were going through it, because my God, we needed it. Holy shit.
Just like torture?
Well, she's a fan of Sonic, so she had to experience everything that Sonic had to offer. And to the point, like, you know, she played it because she was like, well, you know, like, Silver's stages are not so bad once you get used to it. And I'm like, whoa. Oh, God.
Maybe she provided footage for the completionist episode.
Oh, no, don't mention.
So at the end of every day, we would gather the group together and bring us all back to my place for like tacos, cocktails, and Sonic 06. And Sonic 06 has no physics, no collision. Sonic just kind of always runs and jumps at the same set speed and same set height of whatever planar surface his feet are glued onto, instead of there being like a sense of momentum that decays and slows down as you like release the stick. He very, very weirdly sometimes retains his momentum. Sometimes when you slightly wiggle the stick left, he like jerks way the hell to the left. Sometimes when you wiggle the stick to the left, he just doesn't go. And it all depends on how much inertia you're carrying on the surface he was previously standing on. It's such a weird game to watch happen, because you so rarely see like the most basic fundamental aspects of controlling a character in 3D, which is like how well it simulates collision detection and physics, be this half complete. As we all realized, if you stand on a tilted surface, Sonic will be tilted at the exact same angle as the floor itself, which means that on rooftops that point at a 45-degree angle into a point, if you like try to keep Sonic at the apex of a rooftop, he will just like teleport by the frame from one polygonal surface of that roof to the other if you're at the point where the two meet, because Sonic's collision detection can't figure out what it's like to stand on both of them.
So importantly, did you finish it?
No, we got surprisingly far. We got 33% through.
Yeah, we got really far.
33%.
We made it to
Crisis
Crisis City before I just threw the controller on the ground and say, "Forget it. I'm not doing this to myself again." Because I would reach right to the end, and then some random debris from behind would hit me, and I would just fall over.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because you run towards the camera for a lot of Sonic 06.
It's great.
Which is always a good decision for game developers making 3D action games. You know what I realized, though, when playing Sonic 06 and running towards the camera, is that Super Mario Odyssey actually has a couple stages where you run towards the camera, but you get previews for what's coming by the paint on the road.
You mean like good game design?
Yeah, they make the best of a shitty situation in Mario, whereas in Sonic, they thrust you straight into the shitty situation. You either have to be like a clairvoyant or have photographic memory or Jedi reflexes to be able to predict what's heading in your face when you're running towards the camera in that game. And we got Matt tipsy.
Well, you kind of
tipsy.
you kind of need me to be a little, off my knockers
I
if I'm playing Sonic 06.
I did wonder how anyone had got you to agree to even like being in the same room.
I played most of Sonic 06 while everyone watched, and it was tormenting. I gotta say, going through all those stages, you like while you need be a little drunk, to really quite enjoy falling off the stage in weird ways. Just a little touch, just tickling the stick will get you to fly right off the stage. Man, it's just like driving a car. It's just like driving a car.
I have never seen you as tipsy as Sonic 06 prompted you to get. Matt, for all that I have known you, you've been such a good boy. But Sonic 06 brought George. The worst out of you.
All of that's changed. I would go over to George's place and say, nah, I'm good. I don't want to drink. I'm good.
Until Sonic 06.
Sonic 06, I was like, all right, pour it out. The lady friend had to tell me, like, yeah, I'll get your next drink. And she did not put any vodka in it. I'm pretty sure. She was like, I'll get you next drink. I'll put a shot. I'll just put a shot in there. It tasted like juice. I was like, this tastes like juice.
We had to tell you to simmer down for the neighbors. All right?
I kept yelling out curse words. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
When you almost complete a stage and then have, like, Crisis City is one of the longest frustrating stages. I mean, you could get used to, like, the first 3 sections of the stage, but once you get to, like, the mock section where Sonic is running and you have to dodge debris, like little tiny bits of debris, that if any piece of it hits you when you have no rings, it just makes you fly. And Sonic keeps going too, like he's being blown against, like the wind. He just flies off. It's a bit frustrating.
Liam, do you know about the mock levels in Sonic 06?
The mock levels? No.
And by mock, I mean MACH, not MOCK, because,
The Mac, like jet speed Mac?
They didn't, I think, say this stuff out loud in English before doing the localization.
Okay, no, I did not know.
Well,
I'm guessing Sonic goes fast?
He does.
Sonic, go?
He controls almost like a racing game. Like, he accelerates regardless of what buttons you are pressing, and he's constantly moving forward through a map that you would think would be designed like a racetrack, but instead is designed just like a really, really long Sonic level with static obstacles, hard drops, walls you can run into.
Does Sonic just have a disease where he can't stop moving his feet? He's like, well, hey guys,
in the event of these levels, a brake button would be great.
No, there's like a tornado chasing him for no apparent reason other than it's a freaking, like, level. Like, it makes no sense. There's a tornado chasing him. And boxes in the road.
A lot of stuff tends to happen as you go through the level for no reason other than to... Remember the orca in the beach level who repeats a animation cycle that is about a quarter second long, but you have to watch it for about 2 going on 3 minutes, where it repeats this animation cycle from one side of the frame, slowly sliding over to the right side to serve as the ending cutscene, transitioning you from that stage to the next one.
Why was this not streamed? Why was Matt tipsy playing Sonic 06 not streamed? Like, we've had enough of watching
George went up
Steve's, George.
George forgets to upload the good stuff.
Well, we also were just merely biding our time before
Detroit, the main course.
Yeah.
Detroit.
David.
Dave!
Sonic.
So the Sony PSN quality servers took a good 3 going on 4 hours to download the demo. We gave it a shot. All things considered, it was an alright demo. We're thinking of doing the real thing just for shits and giggles. Yeah, and we still had our shits and giggles with just the demo alone, though.
Yeah, we played that like 6 times. I don't know why.
Trying to get all the best endings.
Yeah. It seemed so when I was kind of looking forward to playing some crappy, adventure, because I kind of enjoy these things. Like, you walk around, you get some story, and I love sci-fi stuff. So I was like, I was looking forward to it, even though like, David is a piece of
sadness.
It just seems like more of the same. I thought he was going to do something a little bit more interesting, but the demo does not show off gameplay. It's just you walk around and you have a limited time to pick up clues until you have to go outside, because obviously it's a hostage situation. Because I mean, you could gather clues, but there's a hostage out there, and he's about to kill someone. Like it's weird. Like so it's kind of like a little bit unbelievable, a little bit there, but it's fine. You have a limited amount of time. You just press buttons basically. You just press X, square, and a little bit of triangle. A little bit of that.
And just feel emotions.
All the emotions. You press this, that, and that's basically it. And then you go outside, and based on the knowledge you can kind of get a better success rate to save, to have a different outcome. But
no matter what, though, your brother, your robot brother, your oppressed minority friend is going to get shot the hell up by the cops.
And
how was the racial clarity? Most definitely not heavy-handed in any way whatsoever.
Racial? I didn't see any black people in there.
It's fine.
As usual.
Oh, yeah.
There's never any black people in these types of games. Come on, man. This is not real life here. We're living in a video game fantasy where everyone is one color and has the same facial features. Everyone's just thin and well built.
And has a hard time speaking English. Did you notice that too?
Yeah. That's I don't know. It seemed kind of boring. It seemed kind of boring. It was all right for like the first one. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's fine. I want to see what the other endings, and the other endings you could literally go outside straight from the beginning. Of course you save the fish, the little fishy on the floor. I don't even know what that does. I don't even know what saving the fish does.
It makes you sad. It creates emotion.
Save the fish to feel emotion, and it might change something. I'm pretty sure it doesn't change a damn thing. And I'm just talking smack. I don't know if it does. I'm pretty sure somebody would correct me. But you could go outside and still get the same outcome if you do like a crappy job getting clues. Because you could just get close and just save the kid anyway. You just have to kind of sacrifice yourself or push him off.
And no matter what, he's gonna get shot the hell up.
Yeah. Either way, your brother is gonna die because he felt emotions, and he shouldn't feel emotions as an android or whatever.
Robots have brothers.
Well,
I guess Megaman has brothers. Is this like Robot Brother episode 101?
Well, it's like like when a black guy goes up to another black guy and says, "Oh, brother."
Oh, right. Jesus. I literally thought you meant brother.
I think that's what George was trying to insinuate.
Because George said it, I literally thought he meant brother.
Racism just comes out of George's mouth all the time, so I just kind of get used to it after a while.
I literally thought you meant like a brother, like a family brother.
I wish you guys could hear my face right now.
Oh, the silence is good.
Oh, you meant like, yo, brother, what's up?
You get a line like that. I know what you're feeling.
Wow.
I think the best. I gotta say the best ending was when spoilers. I mean, who cares? When you get the gun and you shoot your brother's face, like you shoot his head and he just sits there dead on his knees, and then you just drop the gun in the captain's face that's been giving you crap, and you just walk away cold-blooded. That's the coolest ending for sure. That is the coolest ending for sure. Just heartless robot on robot crime. Yeah. No, you didn't like that ending, George.
It made me feel sadness and heavy-handedness. And when I was done, I got on Twitter and saw a writer I follow repost a screenshot from the post-game in stats, where apparently at the end of David Cage's Detroit, they ask players if a moment resonated with them emotionally. And according to what we were seeing on launch night,
dick, doesn't he?
3% of players said that many moments in David Cage's Detroit resonated with them personally. 1% said occasionally, 0% said once, and 96% said no.
Damn.
Oh, he likes sucking his own dick.
It's indicting.
Like,
he could have not put it in there. He could have just not put it in there.
He could just be like, hey, we made an experience for you. Like, if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. Not like, hey, what did you think? Tell me, did you enjoy it? Did my genius resonate with you?
God. According to the same reporter, the quiz they also give you after finishing the game asks you things like, are you too dependent on technology? Or could you fall in love with the robot if it looks real enough? Or do you believe in God?
What?
Oh my God. I want to see a video of just this quiz now. Okay.
Wait, would you fall in love with a robot?
I guess we'll find out, because according to the beginning of David Cage's Detroit, this is our future.
I will fall in love with a robot. No doubt.
No doubt.
Well.
No
doubt. What may or may not also occur in the future will sure enough be occurring after these messages.
You're gonna leave it like that, just so uncomfortable. David didn't even know how to respond to that. It's like, I was trying to get a reaction. Oh God!
I was trying to look for a segue. What a cluster cast.
Oh, make sure you put like a nice robot like commercial.
Okay, I'll do a commercial for a robotic vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
No, wait. If you're gonna make one, do it with a robotic vacuum cleaner you can fall in love with.
Should I throw in the commercial?
Buying a gift for the guy that has everything? Log on to petsovernight.com. We've got exotic pets galore, including tigers, cobras, manatees, and white rhinos. All delivered overnight. Petsovernight.com, delivering little bundles of love in a box directly to your door.
Hello, and welcome back to Dad and Sons. I had to pause a bit because I was going to say something else. Today, we're going to start our news topics with the great and mighty PUBG.
PUBG's blue hole is offended that a similar game of a similar genre exists in the world and is trying to be a competitor with them on an open and free marketplace using their own partner even So PUBG has sued Epic Games in Korea over Fortnite. PUBG's developer company Bluehole, who is a Korean developer headquartered in Korea, filed a lawsuit with the Seoul Central District Court against Epic Games Korea. This is totally a Korean lawsuit, so I don't know how well I can comment on how well this would work in the U.S. courts, because
So this
I
was
don't know if they have a ground to stand on. It's just because it's a battle royale game.
Yeah. So although inevitable and weirdly,
Really? You think so?
yeah. Like
This seems egregious to
No.
me.
No, it's like it's the first of everything, isn't it? It's like there's always a first of when something gets copied, and then once the lawsuit fails, everyone just gets away with it and does it, and then everyone forgets it was even a thing.
I mean, but when Minecraft was coming up, like Minecraft is way closer to Infiniminer, and then a ton of Minecraft clones afterwards are way closer to Minecraft than Fortnite is to PUBG, and I don't remember there being lawsuits.
I remember there being lots and lots of lawsuits about Minecraft clones, though.
Really? Because I'm just
Not
like...
like Terraria and stuff like that, just like direct clones. I don't know. There's probably some stuff in there that they obviously got money to throw around to test the waters of the case, to maybe make some money out of Epic, like get a settlement based on it, like, and then
You
both
think
companies
that's
just...
the thing? Because they're not... Neither of them are strapped.
I don't
That's what I
understand.
mean. That's what I mean.
Can
Just
they
get more
do
money.
this? Can they do this? Like, this is... I don't understand. It's a game type.
And in the United States, the precedent has been set that, like, for there to actually be a lawsuit here, they would need to be visually much more visually indistinct. Like, a lot of those Chinese Overwatch clones would not be able to make it over.
Well,
Whereas PUBG and Fortnite are of
I
two
think the reason-
visually different
Different.
styles.
Yeah.
It's a
One's
different
One's
game.
cartoony, and the other is like realistic.
Like, you build stuff. Like, it's so different. I would say there's a lawsuit between Paladins and Overwatch. A better case for that. Then PUBG and Fortnite, they're two different games.
it's just the mode, isn't it? Because it's called
It's
Battle
just the
Royale.
mode. That's
Yeah.
it.
So
It happens in Korea because, Bluehole are in Korea. They don't have American offices,
Bluehole.
I don't think. Also, what is super weird about this, and I saw this in a tweet, so I'm not 100% sure how much weight there is to it, but, like, PUBG uses the Unreal Engine, which is owned by Epic, and also Tencent, the biggest video game company in the world, owns stock in both companies.
Oh, that's how you know Tencent's going to be the ones to come out on top.
But yeah, well, it's just batting money between itself, like a tennis game. But like, can Epic just be like, well, fuck you, we'll revoke your Unreal Engine rights or something, or your license or something?
Whereas in China, the distribution is not going to change or matter depending on this lawsuit, because copyright is so much looser over there anyway. But I mean, even looking at trailers of the two games is a disparate experience. The trailers don't look the same. No one's gonna get confused. No one Googling Battle Royale. People Googling Battle Royale are gonna find two different flavors to choose from. The two toppest competitors of the market. Much in the same way that someone Googling for a vacuum cleaner would find two different competitors at the top of their games trying to sell them their two different flavors of vacuum cleaners.
I think it's completely absurd, and I don't understand, because there's multiple Battlegrounds coming out. I think Call of Duty is about to make one. Like, there's multiple versions of this going to come out. Are they going to sue all of them, or are they just trying to go after Fortnite because they're the biggest one?
Oh, but just in Korea. So the stakes are a little low. It's so absurd. I can't imagine that even if this passes through, even if they won in Korea, I can't see them winning in Western courts, let alone Western markets. I don't know. Like Liam, you've been to Korea 100% more than Matt and I think, as far as I know, they have like Western style copyright laws. They don't do the Chinese thing.
No, they don't do the Chinese thing. I mean, there's a little bit of it sometimes, but yeah, the Chinese thing is just. I mean, if this is a lawsuit, then in China, like everything is a lawsuit.
Yeah. I'm wondering what
China doesn't even know what copyright is.
what differences there are in copyright law.
Look, I drew a picture of a guy in a red hat and blue overalls. He jumps on green pipes. My new invention I'll call the Zario.
Leap Man. Sure. So there's a quote from Bluehole VP and executive producer Chang Han Kim, who says, "We've had an ongoing relationship with Epic Games throughout PUBG's development, as they are the creators of UE4, the engine we license. But after listening to growing feedback from our community and reviewing their gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known." No!
So we're gonna sue you! So we're gonna fucking sue you! Based on
it doesn't replicate the
feedback.
experience.
It's completely different. It's literally completely different.
It's a faster, more streamlined game. The marketplaces are different. The pacing is different. The visual style is different. The polish is different.
The gameplay is different. The mode is the same. The gameplay is completely different. How you play the game. In PUBG, you sit there and you wait. And you wait. Oh, there goes a guy. Let me shoot him. Well, in Fortnite, you're freaking
hope
like
your bullets connect.
Yeah, you're like building stuff in front. If someone's trying to shoot you, you just build in front or build death traps. There's like so much stuff you can do in that game. Like ride on. I remember when we were talking about this in Momocon, riding on rockets. Like it's completely two different
it's
games.
over the top.
Is Thanos in PUBG?
Yeah,
it's depicting a fundamentally different reality than that depicted in
Does
PUBG.
Does anyone remember what the original Fortnite game was like? What did you do in that game?
You built a fort and defended it against zombies in PvE modes.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was gonna
like
fail. Everyone knew it was gonna fail, but they did this little side thing when they saw
And
PUBG.
now this is the biggest game on the planet. Because fair enough, they did ride on the PUBG. They may not have copied the mode, but they sure as fucking hell took advantage of PUBG's popularity.
Anyone who knows how a game of like Monopoly works should be able to tell the difference. A full match of PUBG is like an hour and a half. A full match of Fortnite Battle Royale can like 20-30 minutes.
Oh, so funny.
I don't like H1Z1 and DayZ. Like these games copied each other. I mean, they're all broken though.
Why is H1Z1? Because wasn't that like King of the Kill or something?
King of the Kill?
Yeah.
King of the Kill?
That was what it was called, right? King of the Kill.
Thanks
was
for coming up with the next title for my next YouTube poop, by the way.
King of the Kill.
King of the Kill.
Speaking of names, very quickly, I saw a tweet saying someone said that we were the best video game podcast in the world, but we also had the worst video game podcast name of any podcast ever. Which I would argue is bullshit.
On both counts, actually.
I think Dad and Sons is a brilliant name.
Yeah,
And I think that we don't know shit about what we're talking about.
I can't imagine. We're talking about Fortnite.
I think we have gotten
and PUBG,
better.
Two games we've never played.
We're not talking about TVs anymore. Okay. Even though I still think OLED is the craft and OLED is the stuff and HDR is. All right. Anyways, what's the next
This
story?
is bizarre,
Moving
and
on.
I'm trying to look for like ways to make sense of the story, and I
Same.
guess I have yet to find any because
Well, it doesn't matter, Joseph,
Fuck.
because speaking of more businesses shitting on each
Sure,
other,
yeah. So Steam has made an Android app that is really neat conceptually. Let me just correct myself to a mobile app because it came out on originally both the App Store and the Google Play Store, where you can stream your Steam games through your network to your phone and play them with a Steam controller that is synced through Bluetooth, or an Xbone controller that's synced through Bluetooth, just a Bluetooth controller. And they call it a beta right now. I have a friend who's gotten good results with it. This person claims that playing Steam Link's Android games through their 5G wireless network is almost as good as playing it wired. In my case, I get a stutter every few frames where the game will freeze for like 5 frames, play fine for 4 seconds, freeze for 5 more frames. Still way better than I was expecting and way better than the Steam Link itself performs over my previous 2G Wi-Fi. To get 5G Wi-Fi, you kind of need to upgrade your router, and you're going to get spotty results without it. But until then, it works, question mark, is good as like a beta version of streaming Steam Link games to your phone. And I'm like, oh cool, I can't wait to like play grand strategy games from my bed on a Steam controller that I'll just like rubber band onto my cell phone. But they got rejected the day later from the App Store. On Monday, May 6th, the night after the app launched, Apple removed the Steam Link from their marketplace. They revoked its approval, citing business conflicts with the app guidelines that have allegedly not been realized by the original reviewing team of it. At first, the panicking conspiracy theory in me was like, oh, that's because the Steam Link app on iOS would be all about streaming games from Apple's competing products, from their competitors, because Apple's never really had such a stronghold on PC gaming. That's always been much of a Windows thing, and Steam has tried to break it out of Windows into a Linux thing that kind of sort of failed, but either way, it's not likely that you're going to be streaming your games from your Apple version of Steam onto your phones here. But upon further review, they are instead justifying the rejection based off of rules regarding microtransactions and in-app purchases. In the meantime, Apple Senior VP Phil Schiller emailed Steam users with words that it's going to continue to work with Valve on developing a version of the Steam Link app that follows the App Store's rules. It's not a guarantee that they'll be streaming games in the near future, and this is also where rules regarding microtransactions and in-app marketplaces crop up. Another strange layer to this is that there actually are other streaming apps on the iOS that apparently can't interface with Steam and stream video feeds from your computer to your phone through your Wi-Fi that way. There's an app called Moonlight and Retroter that serve as alternatives. Rainway is another company that's starting this up, and they're going to be trying to support streaming on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. So, streaming PC games onto the Switch. Now that's a thought.
Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't there something that was released, or they were trying to get an app for the Switch that allowed you to play PC games stream to the Switch, and then Nintendo was like, fuck no, don't do that.
They've really
like
opened up a can of worms here. Yeah. And I really like the idea of this stuff. I'd hope the technology would just work. I wonder what's wrong with my network that is causing it to hit those stutters. But I still hate the idea of them citing business conflicts as their official reason behind not having a piece of software that would allow customers to interface with their competitors to get more versatility and functionality out of products they own. That's the angle to it that scares me.
Well,
I mean, I'm not the demographic here, so I don't particularly care, or I'm interested in streaming stuff to my devices. I've been burnt by the time I got a free OnLive console. Do you remember OnLive?
I remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it, but I sure enough tried it on PC.
It was the worst piece of garbage.
It was fun. It was fun for a bit. I mean,
It didn't work, and it was bad, and good riddance. And now I don't like streaming anything.
And in my case, it worked just as well as it's supposed to, which is on low with compression artifacts at an inconsistent frame rate, with like 4 to 8 milliseconds of input. Streaming things in your own private home network, I feel, is a little different, but again, would not really make sense unless you have a big house. You wouldn't really have a need. Because it's like about the convenience of having a PC interface get streamed over to any living room or TV that might be around the house. You can walk into the living room and have your lo-fi hip hop chill study beats play across the room. You can put your Netflix anywhere where there's a screen without having to install the own native Netflix app. I like it. I like the idea of in-house streaming. I don't know if I like the idea of having to stream from servers that other companies own that aren't your own, though. And this is very much of the latter category. This app is for streaming from your PC to your router, wirelessly to your phone is the end goal. So I can cuddle up in bed and play Into the Breach if I want to on a Steam controller that will be rubber banded to my telephone.
I mean,
And
ultimately,
that sounds
I would
cool.
like that. And
I feel like that will hurt my neck. You're gonna use the Steam controller and put your phone like on the bed. Are you gonna prop it up against the wall?
I could prop it up on a wall, yeah, but I think after the podcast I'm gonna try to work a configuration with rubber bands and place some pillars that way.
What's also not normal is Blue Asshole might sue Rec Room for the new Battle Royale mode.
Are you segueing to the previous topic?
No, we did talk about Rec Room.
he's segueing into the third topic, of which I wish we hadn't started talking about.
I just thought I would mention it because it's cool. I don't know if it's coming to the PC, but you know, the Rec Room is cool, and Battle Royale in Rec Room would be cool.
See, now VR Battle Royale is something I can totally get behind.
Yeah, it's cool. Don't mark it red on the dock.
This is news from last week.
You said you were gonna mention one of them or two of them or whatever. So I was just mentioning. It's still on the dock. Damn it! If you don't want it to be said, maybe remove them.
It looks pretty. It looks all right. They put out a little screenshot showing the map they're working with. We got a big forest
Just don't
valley.
call it Battle Royale. Like, that seems to be what tips off.
No. They're calling it Rec Royale.
Rec Royale. See, that's a cool. And the screenshot's adorable.
Yeah, and Rec Room itself is adorable. Rec Room is one of the most polished and complete VR multiplayer experiences around right now. Somehow, some
screenshot
way.
is basically Matt playing the game.
What? Because he's black?
No, he's got
Is that the only
glasses.
reason why?
He's got like Matt's hair if it was like polygoned. He's got like a bit of like shadow on his. Well, actually, he's got a full beard, doesn't he?
Well, I have a beard now. I'm
There
growing
you
it out.
go. Fuck you, George. You're the racist. I'm the one who calls you out.
I'm not that dark though, so.
Matt, shut up.
And I also don't have a fro.
So
I said it was.
this
I mean, at least you got
mode's
the
gonna
glasses
be-
right. They're kind of circular, so.
Dude, you would also wear that kind of checkered shirt.
This mode's going to be coming on June 7th, and believe it or not, it's actually not really like a full 100-player battle royale.
No wonder. The 100
It is a
VRs.
16-player free-for-all mode. The
To be
map will
fair,
be a
in
Wilds
VR,
of a
that seems
National.
like quite a lot.
I
Like
was
'em.
playing 16-player free-for-alls as far back as like Quake 2.
On VR?
Oh, not in VR.
No, exactly. I think for VR, considering your peripheral vision is not as snappy and as fast as, with a controller, I think it's pretty good. I think 16 is pretty decent.
I suppose, but we'll still be waiting. I wonder how netcode can handle tracking 100 players' arm movements, because that's what really, really looks and feels different about playing multiplayer games in VR is that you're like, testing a lot of your own body's physiology against other players, and you can see them like dodge or bat away things with their own body movements, and in some games you can see them that are like more exhaustive. You can see them like wiping their sweat and panting and like jogging in place. It's real cute, and I imagine that the netcode for that is a nightmare.
Well, I won't get to experience it, so it'll just be you guys telling me about.
I'm
how
sure
great
the
it is.
PSVR will be very, very cheap, very, very soon.
God damn, being alive.
And I'm sure that the next PS5 in our 3-year window here will have native support for a very, very expensive next-gen version.
Maybe.
All right, let's move on to questions. Let's get this rambling train wreck rambling out the door here. We got a individual named J.M. Ramirez who has a set for us, a set of questions. Number 1 is, how did you all meet? How did we all meet?
How did we all meet?
I think we answered
You answered
our
that not that long
question
ago,
many
right?
times, George. So I guess we'll just do the
Game
whole three
Vid
of us.
Expo. Right,
So-
right. And have we told the story about the drunken orange juice vomit?
What?
Liam.
Are you talking
Oh.
to me? Oh, right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
ours is a bit weird. So, obviously, I'm in Japan. You live in the United States of Trump and area. So, George, we spoke on Twitter because you messaged me about moving to Japan and how easy that
Potentially.
is. Yes.
Oh yeah, so easy, so easy.
And I was like, I'll tell you if you do a podcast with me. And I blackmailed you into coming on Final Games. With which you did. And then that spun into us talking a lot on the interwebs and becoming friendos. With which you then came to Japan in physical
To
form.
harass you IRL.
You came to harass me IRL, and while you were here in Japan, we hung out a lot, and we had a very good, although be it non-sober time.
We got extremely drunk, went on a little mini tour of Kyoto's poppin' club scene with our
Osaka.
Osaka, my bad. We were rubbing shoulders with the elite of
with the gaming elite of Japan.
that city and the partying elite.
Yeah, no, we should. I don't know if we have ever told this story, but in short form, we bumped into a guy who owned one of the most popular nightclubs in Osaka, with which then he proceeded to show us every club in Osaka, and we followed him
And
like a royal party. And we
If
got
anyone
him
knows
everywhere.
us, like us dorky nerd gamer dweebs,
Speak for yourself.
we fit in just fine in all of these poppin' hip hop clubs in Japan.
I remember being in one club and trying to have like a good time and being fairly okay, and then George just had like his backpack and everything on because we'd been walking outside all day, and he only came for the day and didn't expect to be going to nightclubs. So he had like his backpack on. You were pretty drunk at the time, so you had like a bottle of water in your hand and you were trying to stand up. It was the weirdest sight to see in a Japanese nightclub. Just this American
Just
guy
drunken George Weidman, barely able to
Barely
stand up
holding
with
it
the
together,
big dumb. Was
having
I
his
wearing
hands.
Was I wearing khaki-colored cargo shorts?
You were. And
Was
you
I
had,
very
like,
sweaty?
No, you had like that really heavy shirt on because a snake had shat on your other jumper.
Oh yeah, that's right. I had the snake shit on me still.
And then we were drinking.
So
I
me
don't
and
think-
Liam went to a snake cafe earlier that day, and a snake shat on me. And I was still wearing those same clothes when we were like trying to talk to girls in clubs later that night.
George, And we were out until like 5 a.m. And then somehow me and George had ended up escorting 2 women to a ramen bar.
We somehow managed to do it. Yeah, we
somehow managed
talked
to
to
do it.
girls.
And we took them to a ramen bar, and
It was a sushi restaurant. It was a
sushi?
24-hour sushi
God.
restaurant.
No, it was I was
And
too
no
drunk.
one said it.
No one said anything, and they clearly, because I just wanted to go to bed, and they clearly hated us.
No one wanted to be there, and we stumbled our way back home at about 6 a.m. to the Capsule Hotel.
No, George. You're missing the vital part of that story. We didn't just
vital
get
part?
home. We didn't just get home. I think we spoke about this on the podcast before. We didn't just get home. My phone had died. Your phone didn't have Wi-Fi or anything. You got us back in your drunken state. You got us back to the other side of Osaka, a city
Go
you'd
on.
never
I think
been
I remember
in.
the vital detail. Go on.
A city you'd never been in before. You got us from one side of the city to the other with a compass.
Yeah, because I mean, duh.
But you got us.
Know which direction is north.
But you got us to the specific location of the Capsule Hotel.
Because I'm good at navigation. Dude, I bicycled from Atlanta from one side of the country to the other without a smartphone.
And I will
using
admit,
maps and a compass.
I was the whole time saying, we're going the wrong way.
You were constantly arguing with me, and I was the guy with the scientific instruments that were navigating our way back
I just couldn't
home.
believe it when we arrived that you'd managed to get us to the specific Capsule Hotel we'd booked on the other side of Shinsaibashi.
How are you so impressed at that? How do you
Because
think
you were
people did it
drunk.
before smartphones?
You were so drunk. It
For
was 6
thousands
a.m.
of years, people have wandered home drunk just fine without a smartphone.
But you did it with a compass in a city you'd never been in, while drunk.
But I had a digital version of the map. I knew where we were starting. I knew where we were going. You just... Anyways.
But you're saying this like you had some composure, because we got there at 6 and we had to check out by 10. So we had like 3.5 hours of sleep.
Not even.
We went to McDonald's.
It was terrible. And I vomited up some orange juice.
And then the composed compass man from 3.5 hours earlier then vomited all over his own shoes.
It was...
So then, leading off from that, we obviously stayed friends and we used to talk a lot through Discord. You then invited me to be on the TOVG Rest in Peace Dad and Son's #1 prologue, episode 1 podcast.
Was the TOVG podcast just a prologue for Dad and Sons?
It was episode 1. It had Anakin and Qui-Gon and
Hid production values.
adds weird CGI effects. This is the more purebred, the no CGI, the all practical effects. And that's when then I got speaking to the old sexy voice over there. The
Matt,
visual.
you and I met at Game Vid Expo. And then the grocery store.
Yeah, we met at Game Vid Expo. I walked up to you after Total Biscuit's little like panel thing about, I don't know, YouTube and stuff. And I was like, hey man, what's up, man? Yeah, we're YouTubers, blah blah blah, and said hi. And then like a day later or something like that, I saw you at Publix. I was like, we like noticed each other, and you were like, hey, you want to come over to my house? I'm having a party. And I'm like, sure.
We're playing Sonic 06.
Sure.
That's what I do, apparently.
You used to do this a lot. Like a lot. You just bring random people over. You got smarter over the years. But used to do a lot.
Matt. He hasn't had his PS4 stolen.
You know what? You're right. I am. Yeah. and I don't bring anybody over. Wow. God. Wow, life just hits you like a ton of bricks, doesn't it?
You just learned your lesson.
Maybe I should just live life and not care.
You'll have a
Stuff
mountains
gets
of
stolen.
PS4.
Yeah, so I went over his house and we had some fun with each other. And then, I got some calls and we continued to have some fun with each other. And now we're here doing a podcast together for the second time. Yeah.
The prologue has ended.
Now it's the real deal.
We went through a couple divorces, but I think we're at a good place now. And I think things are looking up. I think we'll be together for at least another year. Right, George?
Wow, that's very. Just a year? That's very pessimistic. How are you like this?
I was surprised Matt said a year, if I'm honest.
I was about to say 10, but it's like, George might not like commitment for 10 years. So let's just
George is the scared of commitment type.
All right. Let's move on to J.M. Ramirez's second question. Oh my god. This one might go on for a while. J.M. Ramirez is asking a very broad question here.
It.
Just slip of the finger there. J.M. Ramirez wants to know, could you each succinctly, and I want to focus on the succinctly there. I'm going to actually bold the succinctly. Could you each succinctly describe your method / technique / style to your respective practice? That is journalism, video editing, or game development.
Oh boy.
Practice.
All right, well, while you think of that, I'm going to say, hi, my name is Super Bunny Hop. I make pseudo-journalistic videos on YouTube. I say pseudo-journalistic because I don't necessarily know if I consider straight-up opinion pieces or just straight reviews. Right, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. As journalistically convincing as investigative reports in which insiders give dirt on people or specialists clarify how some weird fancy new technology works. I try to do videos that cover both aspects of both what people expect begrudgingly and want ideally from game journalism. And that's my succinct description of my method / technique / style.
We have to say our names and stuff. Is this
we don't,
job interviews? Because I do not good at job interviews.
Succinct. I gave him the elevator pitch.
We know that. We know.
Yeah, I'm really good at talking to people and having fun, but interviews is the only thing. It's just kind of I just freeze up like a little frozen fish. Hi, I'm Matt. I do video editing on the YouTubes, and that's what I do. Is that clearly expressed?
What's your technique?
It's succinct,
What's your style?
certainly succinct.
What's my style? How do I describe a style of video editing? It's I get in front of a computer, I see footage, and I put it in a way that makes you feel something inside, and that's what I do. Yeah. What about you, Liam?
Hi, I'm Liam. I supposedly make games sometimes and do podcasts. I guess in this regard, he wants to hear about game development. So my method is I press start and I scroll to Game Maker or Unity and I open it. My technique is to then think of a game idea and Google a tutorial on that game idea and how to make it. And then my style is to do that, but make an art style that no one likes and call it artistic, like cubes that jump over blocks that's based on Japan. And then it makes top sellers list on itch.io. There you go. There's my top.
Oh, snap, it did?
Wow, making games is that easy?
Yeah. Dude, I did it. Look at me. I'm an idiot.
Oh my god.
In terms of podcasting, I think both me and Matt can agree. Method is make friends with a famous YouTuber. Technique, blackmail them. And style, bully them.
Well, George wasn't famous when I met him, so technically,
Ride that
he just
train.
outgrew. let me stop there before I make George uncomfortable.
Me being uncomfortable? Never.
Never.
That
Never
yeah.
happens, George.
Hey guys, what was your favorite game of the year so far?
Oh, I
Into
should
the
know
Breach.
this.
Into the Breach is mine.
Into the Breach.
Really? It's yours, Liam?
Yeah, Deb's
It's not Celeste?
No, I think Celeste is up there. I think Curse of the Moon is pretty damn good. I haven't finished God of the War. God of the War?
God of the War.
God of the War.
That's what like mom would call it.
Excuse me? Do you have the God of the War game?
My son really
Is it wants it for the for his Wii?
history class.
You can use it on the Wii. No, I haven't finished the God of the War, so I can't really pass judgment. Well, that's pretty good. But I would definitely say Into the Breach so far. Suffice
Matt.
to say.
Matt, what's your game of the year, your favorite game of the year so far?
What have I played? Holy crap. Nino Kuni 2? That's definitely not my favorite game.
Final Fantasy 15, the Royal Edition.
Yeah, I was going to make that joke, but I decided to give it a break for all the people who were tired of it.
Was it the pen and paper art role-playing game of having to do your taxes?
Oh, no, please, no pillars. Please. Oh, yeah, that's right. Celeste came out. Not necessarily my favorite. Oh, my God.
Celeste is damn good, though.
Iconoclast? Is that how you say it?
Oh yeah, Iconoclast.
I kind of
think.
Yeah, that game.
Cognacs game. Nice.
Yeah, that game is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's gonna be my favorite. I would say I really enjoyed that game, but I don't really have like a favorite. Like, woo, man, that's amazing. I don't really have one right now. So, but I haven't played much, so I guess
You should
that's
play.
why.
You should check out Into the Breach, Matt. I'm not really sure if it's your type of game, but I think you.
It might not be. It may not be. Like, it's been a while. Like, the only strategy games I've played that I really enjoyed would have to be the Fire Emblem games. Those games were fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm a sucker for Fire Emblem. And of course, it goes without saying, everyone's favorite game of the year. Game of the year 2018, gonna be announced
Detroit.
by Jeff Keighley, is Salaryman Suzuki-san, of course.
I'm counting down the days.
Hell yeah.
And last but not least, this is just for bonus.
Okay.
Extra
But Jay
credit.
Ramirez also wants to know, what's your favorite non-game hobby?
It'll probably be cameras. Messing with cameras.
Oh yeah,
I have a lot of
I can
footage.
totally picture that. You have days of footage.
Yeah, I record a lot when I'm outside. I don't record as often as I used to, but I the reason why sometimes when you see those kind of those, I guess, vlogs, you can call them, when I'm talking about stuff that's happened throughout the course of a few months, the reason why I have that footage is because I recorded it.
all the time.
Yeah, so yeah, that's probably my biggest hobby outside of video games right now.
The whole reason I realized when I was watching you in Japan that the whole reason you were able to make so many so slick cuts is because you just have those cameras on all the damn time.
Yeah,
You have so much B-roll that like every single beat in the music can get a new clip.
yeah. Yum yum yum.
It
yum,
looks-
yum, yum.
It's real good. All right, Liam, what's yours?
Kind of hard to say, really, because I don't really consider, like, making games to be a game-related thing, strangely enough. It's more like a
It feels that
cathartic
different?
creative process. Yeah, it's entirely different.
Huh.
It's nothing like playing games. It's more like problem solving continually. And I really enjoy that, and I really like experimenting with it. But I guess if it's cheating, I've played football, soccer for most of my life.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned that. You
like-
know way more about that than
I do.
everyone else trying to shit talk
I definitely
Konami.
would say I love soccer very much, and I watch it frequently, and I play it most weeks. So I would say that, but I don't know. I enjoy just like going to like I like being that dude. I just like going out of my house and seeing shit, like going to random coffee shops or going to random places to read or write notes and stuff. I tend to just like being out of my apartment and outside. Not like hiking or mountain climbing or fucking any of that nonsense. Just being outside is cool.
I like being inside my apartment a lot. So much so that I would say that my favorite non-gaming hobby is cooking.
Nice.
As
I hate that shit.
I exploited it during Sonic 06 to soften the blow. I made everyone some nice, delicious like pork tacos with everything made from scratch from my kitchen while everyone was over here. I worked at a cooking school for 6 years.
6 years.
All 4 years of college plus the 2 years afterwards.
Every time I hear it. Yep.
That's amazing. 6
When
years.
when you go back and look at those first bunny hop videos, I was working in a cooking school, working a still mysterious, as of yet unrevealed, second day job, and also doing the channel at the same time. And it was a lot, but I learned a lot. I picked up a lot of unique techniques from there. My mom like really wanted to make sure I knew how to cook before letting me out in the wild, and she taught me a lot of cool recipes. And I think it's a super important skill to have. I think it makes you like healthier and more frugal by default if you just know how to cook. So yeah,
There's life beyond video games. There's nice stuff out there.
I honestly think that if I do run out of ideas for the Super Bunny Hop channel, I'm just going to straight up launch a cooking channel. Super Yummy Hop.
Super
Super
Hop.
yummy
I like
and
it.
cycles a lot hop.
Yeah.
Speaking of soccer, though, the World Cup is this month, and I've been thinking of doing what's the name? Like a sweepstakes? Not a sweepstakes. Like everyone gets
raffle?
a team. Like everyone draws a team out the hat, and that's the team you're assigned, and you enter in, and the person whose team wins a prize. I want to do that.
The Harry Potter sorting hat?
Yeah, kind of like a sorting hat for teams. If anyone's interested in doing like a Dad and Sons World Cup based thing, there are probably people who listen to this who like soccer. I imagine the percentage is small, but send an email.
I just don't know how I would like pick my favorite team out of
You won't.
all these
You
cities
get
I don't
assigned
know.
to you randomly.
Okay, so I just have to root for like.
Well, you
what
guys
if you
can't
pick
root for anyone because you're not in the World Cup.
We're not?
No, the USA didn't qualify.
Oh.
You got your shit handed to you by Panama.
Damn.
Panama?
Yeah, exactly.
They play soccer better than us?
Well, they did this year. Well, last year.
Be
whenever
racist.
it was.
Jeez, man, America is crumbling
Don't stay
before
on-
everyone's
on
very
Brian
eyes.
George.
God damn. Can't even play soccer on the world stage anymore.
Well, you won last
Fuck.
night in a friendly, but no one cares about friendlies.
I also don't know what that means.
It means what it means what it implies. It's a friendly game that is usually just like for practice.
Well, if you're interested in hearing more friendly conversations about friendly games, then please send your thoughts and comments and suggestions about how bad we are to dadandsonspodcast@gmail.com. And much like we did with Mr. J.M. Ramirez here today, we'll stumble through them.
Quick shout out
Yeah?
while we're in the user base thing. Thank you to ZM Dumpbox or Zen.
Wow.
What's the name? Sorry.
I'm a dump box.
ZM Dumpbox, whose real name is Zen Migawa, who drew all three of us.
Oh, fuck,
as
yes.
Our Agretsuko characters.
So
and they
good.
Were fucking amazing.
So good.
The picture of George is gory, like down the bed was amazing. And Matt Spenico looks like he's gonna fucking murder everyone.
I will link to these in the description, surely. However, I will also actually email him and see if it's cool if I just straight up feature them this week for our video version.
Yes, that would be totally cool.
Absolutely.
Thank you to Zen for those awesome pictures. I tweeted it out. It got like 100 odd retweets and likes and whatever. So Zen, throw us your I don't know, Tumblr or something, and we can put it in the show notes at some point.
Ooh, Tumblr.
Thank you.
Tasty.
I don't know. What do artists use these days? Do people still use DeviantArt? Is that a thing?
I don't
There's
think so.
Pixiv, there's DeviantArt, there's Tumblr, and then you always, got to go to the Patreon for the spicy versions.
Ooh, for the titties.
Whoa.
Hey, Matt, remember when we were riding our lift to Momocon, and for some reason I said the two words anime titties, and our driver's eyes, popped out?
We're talking about cosplaying, all right, with a lady friend. And then you're like, oh, I will totally, you don't want to dress up like, because I was saying I wanted to dress up like Master Chief or someone with built armor. Or something like that
manly
would be cool.
And muscular and hard, not a soft round yeah.
And you were like, you don't want to you want to dress up as like an anime girl, like with some big anime titties. And then supposedly you told me after that the guy gave you a look.
He did. His face snapped over to me.
The Uber driver, by the way, guys.
And smiled, and before
that.
I could finish, he immediately snapped back and tried to snap out of it.
Yep. I didn't know that he did that, and because he wasn't giving me any indication from the back of his head because I was behind him. He didn't laugh. He didn't do anything, and we went ham. We were talking about we went deep into that conversation.
She asked me about it as soon as we stepped out of the car. She was giggling internally.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, "What? He gave you a look?" Yeah. And then he was like, "Don't slam the door on the way out." And I was like, "Don't worry, bro. I got you. And I gently put it in, and he tried to drive off, and I tried to open it, but he already locked the door because I didn't know if I closed it or not. It was really awkward.
Right.
It was really.
We should clarify that you didn't want to play a prank on him. You wanted to make extra sure that he would close the door fully because you had done it so gently and politely.
Yes, and you just boom. You just
what? No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I closed it normal.
Yeah, normal. Normal may have been too hard for him, I would say.
All right, Matt and we're going to have to settle this on the playground in a few minutes.
Dude, shut up about whatever you're talking about. There's a new Mega Man 11 trailer, and this podcast is over 2 hours long.
Wait, Mega Man 11?
It's not. Remember we talked on a break for a million years? This podcast is going to be 30 minutes shorter.
Did they announce a new Mega Man game while we were podcast? Oh.
No, it's the Mega Man game they announced last year. It's just
they did. They announced it last year, and now there's a release date.
Oh shit! It looks really good.
But it's too.
Wait, it looks good though.
I'm not into Mega Man.
Let's just play games that have a little depth to them.
It's weird. Mega Man has a voice. I don't like that.